there was an interview that Ted Cruz did not too long ago with Tucker Carlson, and where he kind of, and I don't know what his back is. I don't know. He's from Texas. Maybe he's got a dispensationalist background, given the history there with Dallas. But and he just said sort of generically that I grew up being taught to bless Israel,
Mhm.
and seek the peace of Jerusalem, and that's good enough
Yeah.
for me. And Carlson started to push back on him. Well, why do you do that? And what does that what does that mean? And so on and so forth. And I think that even if this is a fairly shallow level of conversation between the two on this issue, but there is this sort of like sense that are people giving a pass per se to maybe like the government, whether it be the current government Netanyahu or others that have preceded him, of Israel, because of their favoring of Israel as a people in the land.
I think there's no question that, as I mentioned before, some Christian Zionists, they do that.
Yeah.
And I will bless those who bless you and curse those who curse you. They live under that. And so regardless of what the modern state of Israel does, they believe they are under obligation to bless so that they don't inherit the curse.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But that would not necessarily be something that the dispensationalist has to say, right?
That's not a sine qua non or an
No.
essential element of dispensationalism. Hardly. That's
Right.
a particular application.
Right. Because if the land has been reconstituted, but if the people in the land are still sinning,
Yeah.
still rejecting the Messiah, still
Hmm.
returning to the temptation of orthodoxy, as
Yeah.
you said, like certainly there would be prayers for the people, but there wouldn't be blessings of those kinds of actions and activities.
Yeah. No, I think that's unwise
Yeah.
to give a pass to any state. And I think the modern state of Israel needs to answer to the canons of justice, the courts of justice that the rest of the nations of the world answer to. That there are humanitarian obligations, there are what we see happening in reverse in Ukraine and Russia, what's going on there, it can't go on anywhere else and be praised and be blessed.
Right.
Okay, so they need to answer that way, like all nations do.
Because we know that, there certainly are Messianic Jews in the land. And I know we have friends here who are
Yeah,
Messianic Jews, and some are going back and forth. But there is a sense that by and large, it's a secular state, right?
right.
And then there is I don't know much about this, but there's certainly a contingency of ultra Orthodox
Hmm.
who have some political clout, it seems, and who are certainly no friends of Christians or Christianity
Yeah,
at the same time.
that's what
Yeah,
makes blessing that current state over there and throwing all kinds of money at it and
yeah,
things like that is counter, because that Orthodox element will use those resources and persecute Christians over there.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so, yeah, that is an irony, an upside down irony that you couldn't talk me into unwinding.
Right.
So, no, you're right. It is not messianic there
Okay.
yet.